Welcome back to Make Play Treasure. Today we're reading The Great Race by Kevin O'Malley. Everyone was talking about Lever Lapon, the greatest runner in the world. He'd won the Dash to Dallas, the race to Rio, and the sprint to Spokane. Several books were written about Lever Lapon. One was called He's Gone by Out of Sight. Another was He's on Fire by Stan Welbeck. And, of course, there was the book Lever Lapon wrote about himself. Fast feet and amazing good looks. Everywhere you went, people were talking about him. And for Nate Tortoise, the whole thing was getting on his nerves. All he wanted to do was enjoy lunch at his favorite restaurant, La Gagan Spew, and never hear the name Lever Lapon again. But just as he was about to make slow work of his favorite dish, he overheard the ladies at the next table. "Let's talk about Lever Lapon." "Lever has a very mysterious background," said one lady. "I heard Lever might be a secret agent," said another lady. "I heard Lever can walk on water," said the third lady at the table. "Oh, bother," Nate sighed. "Can't a tortoise just enjoy a meal in peace without hearing about Lever Lapon? Irene, really, he's just a runner. I could probably even beat him in a race." Nate must have said those last words out loud because the ladies at the table were looking at him and sniggering. At that very moment, through the door of La Gagan Spew, walked Lever Lapon and 20 or so personal assistants. Nate's salad was removed. His table was given to Lever Lapon, and Nate Tortoise was moved to a table by the swinging kitchen door at the back of the restaurant. While he ate, Lever Lapon talked to a group of reporters. "I find myself fascinating," he said. "I am so beautiful that when I look at myself, I scream with joy. It is not easy to be me." "Who does he think he is?" Nate said under his breath. "He's so dumb. If it were raining soup, he'd head outside with a fork. You know, I do believe I could beat this guy in a race." He must have said that last line a little too loudly because the whole restaurant stopped talking and looked at him. "What did you say?" asked Lever Lapon. "Did you say you could beat me in a race? A stubby little shell-wearer like you beat the great Lever Lapon?" Everyone laughed at Nate. He could feel his cheeks start to turn red, but he stayed steady. "Oh, Lever, you're funny." "Lapon, you're as sharp as a marble. You've got the brains of a 4-year-old, and I'll bet he's glad to be rid of it. Here's what we'll do. In 1 week, we'll have a race. If you win, I will paint my shells with the words, 'Lever Lapon is a genius.' If I win, you will wear a sign that says, 'I lost a race against a tortoise.' Do we have a deal?" "Everyone is entitled to my opinion," said Lever Lapon. "I will race this tiny, little itty-bitty tortoise, and I will crush him like a marshmallow. Till next week, shell boy." Nate went home and exercised. He did a sit-up while he watched TV. He chased after the ice cream truck, and he ran to the pastry shop. Ugh, oops, creamsicle, creamsicle. 3, 2, 1, open sesame. The whole town showed up on the day of the race. At the starting line, Lever said, "You better not blink or you won't hear me win. House on your back, boy?" Nate asked, "Lever, when you speak, does it echo in your head?" With that, the starter fired his pistol, and the race was on. Lever was out of sight almost before Nate had taken a step. "If you ran any slower, you'd be going backwards," someone in the crowd yelled. But Nate didn't give it a second thought. "See you at the finish line," he said, and he plodded down the road. I'm winning. He's so slow, he's going to get a parking ticket." Lever stopped and looked back. He couldn't even see the tortoise, so he started to show off for the cheering crowds. Lever bounced really high. He pretended to be a boxer. He ran backward with his arms in the air, and he yelled, "When you're as great as me, it's hard to be humble." Lever showed off for a long time, and since the tortoise was way, way behind, he decided to take a break, have a bite to eat, and sign an autograph or two. So when he reached La Gaggenspew, just before the finish line, he stopped and went inside. Within seconds, a crowd of fans stormed through the door and crushed Lever against the back wall. "Gentlemen, it's only $5 for my autograph, and ladies, please, only one kiss for each of you. Then I must really be going. The tortoise will be here in 2 or 3 days." Everyone laughed. An hour later, Lever was still kissing the ladies and signing autographs when the crowd outside started to cheer. The cheering grew louder and louder. Nate Tortoise was coming up the road. Lever looked out the window as Nate Tortoise's head went by. "No, wait! Get out of my way, people! Out of my way!" yelled Lever. But he couldn't get through the crowd. Finally, when he crawled to the finish line, it was too late. Nate Tortoise had won the race. The next day, Nate Tortoise quietly sat at his favorite table and slowly sipped his favorite tea as he leisurely read the newspaper headline. "Better Nate than Lever," it read, and Nate said, "I couldn't agree more." The end. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember to like and subscribe so you can keep up with all of our reading events and our activities. Catch you next time.